Believe it or not, most large health systems don't struggle because of some lack of digital tools. Instead, they struggle because every tool depends on a highly fragile EHR connectivity system. A single failure across HL7 interfaces, FHIR APIs, labs, imaging systems, patient apps, or payer integrations can disrupt clinical workflows across the entire enterprise. Over time, disconnected systems create integration debt that slows operations, increases risk, and limits what digital transformations can actually deliver. My name is Marty, and I work with OSP, helping healthcare organizations modernize their EHR integration architecture across complex enterprise environments. Let me walk you through what future-proof integration actually looks like in practice. See, modern healthcare environments run far beyond a single EHR. Today's organizations depend on Epic, cerner, Meditech, labs, pharmacies, imaging platforms, remote monitoring devices, telehealth applications, and patient-facing digital tools, often all running simultaneously. So the challenge is not simply connecting all these systems, but rather it's designing an integration architecture that's going to stay scalable, secure, and adaptable as technology keeps evolving. Without that foundation, organizations will end up managing hundreds and hundreds of disconnected interfaces that become harder and harder to monitor, maintain, and modernize every passing year. A strong EHR integration architecture starts with knowing what you already have. Before building anything new, organizations need to inventory every workflow, API, HL7 feed, and clinical dependency in their environment. That discovery work is often where the biggest gaps reveal themselves. From there, large health systems need a layered integration backbone, typically an HL7 interface engine for mature workflows like ADT feeds and lab results, a FHIR architecture layer for modern API integration, an API gateway handling OAuth and smart on FHIR security, and event streaming platforms for scalable data integration. This layered approach lets organizations support legacy workflows and modern interoperability standards at the same time, without forcing a rip and replace. So one question we hear often is whether organizations should choose HL7 or FHIR. And my honest answer is that they solve different problems. So HL7 is critical for operational workflows, admissions, discharges, lab messaging, and radiology, while FHIR supports modern applications, patient portals, analytics, and cloud-based interoperability. Smart on FHIR enables secure application launch directly inside the EHR with patient-specific context and proper authorization. So choosing between them is kind of the wrong way of thinking about it. The right question is which standard fits which workflow. Getting your integrations live is one problem, but keeping them reliable is another. Future-proof architecture requires master patient index strategies, standardized terminology services, audit logging, API governance, and real-time observability across every integration point. Because integrations do not fail at deployment. They fail months later, when monitoring is absent, governance is unclear, and no one owns the operational layer. Now that is where most enterprise integration debt actually comes from. At OSP Labs, we help health systems modernize EHR integration through HL7, FHIR, Smart on FHIR, and enterprise interoperability services with a focus on architecture that holds up long after go live. So if your organization is planning EHR modernization or an interoperability overhaul, we can help you build a roadmap that is realistic for your environment. Visit osplabs.com to schedule your integration architecture assessment. I'm Marty. Thanks for watching.